know something bad's got to happen, because when I set the camera up, it was on an exactly right angle to the table. Hey guys, how you doing? Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Ration Nerd. It is an honor and a privilege that you chose to spend some of your day with this goofball, doing this goofy hobby. Major channel announcement: from now on, here on Ration Nerd, we're going to be keeping it clean. No more four-letter words. We're not even going to say food, because apparently I'm just too raunchy and too nasty. And there's some people out there that are just butthurt by the fact that I say fuck, shit, goddamn, and piss, and all kinds of other things in this video. So that's it. Today is like New Year's Day. We're going to do like a New Year's resolution. I know it's not New Year's, but stick with me. So that's it. From now on, there's no more cursing on this channel. We're going to keep it clean. We're going to keep it PG. I'm going to open up these videos to kids. No, we're not. We're just going to stay the way we are. We're going to keep doing things exactly the same way we've been doing them. That's why I have almost 5,000 subscribers, because apparently I'm doing something right. And there are at least 4,900 and some people out there that have a sense of humor. So glad you guys are here for the ride. Thanks for coming along. Today we are going to get into a brand new Polish military single meal. This is made by RPol, which is kind of cool. I've learned that RPol can put out a damn good ration in my experience. That one being one of them, because it had a ginormous tube of sweetened condensed milk. That might be a little biased on my part, but hey. So before we get started, I want to remind you guys to help support the channel and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you could always talk to me in the chat. I really like talking to you guys. It's a lot of fun. I try to answer every single comment except for the ones that are complete dumbasses. Those I might leave alone, but all the other ones I respond to, even when people tell me I have potty mouth and I need to stop having potty mouth. And I'm like, yeah, that's really nice. I respect what you have to say, but go pound sand. And if you really want to support the channel, you can join Patreon. That is totally live. I have like just a few Patreon subscribers right now, and those Patreon subscribers have a chance to win this ration. This ration is in date, expires in 2025, which is this year, if you didn't know. And after the first 30 days of the Patreon being live, I am shipping this ration out to a random subscriber. I'm going to put everybody's name in a hat, and all those people's whose name's in hat, I will pick one, and then I will mail out this ration to them, because it is a bitchin' South Korean ration. Menu number 2. This ought to be really good. I've had it before, therefore I'm going to share with the community. Whoever gets this, minus the kimchi, is going to be a happy cat. So sign up for Patreon if you haven't. The $3 tier is just to say, I love you, Mr. Ration Nerd. Well, maybe not that. Just to help me support the channel. And the $5 tier means I want to get one of those rations one of these days. There's going to be rations. There's going to be merchandise. There's going to be like gift bags of all kinds of ration components. It's going to be a good time. You're going to be pleased if you're a Patreon member and you win. If you're not, you won't. So you're going to be kind of sad, and nobody likes to be sad. So let's bust into this ration and see what is on the menu for today. This is going to be my dinner. I'm starving Marvin. I haven't eaten anything all day. I am absolutely famished. This is not an extremely heavy bag of food. This is about 1.5 pounds. This thing is, well, not super heavy. So we're going to find out what's in here. Let's just shut up and do that. So let's see. We got some cans in here. Cans are good. There could be some excellent Polish canned meat, or there could be pate. If there's pate, this is going to be a that's probably not the greatest idea. This is going to be a really happy guy, but let's see what we get. Excellent. I see some special biscuits peeking out at me. Oh, and I also have to mention that this ration was sent to me by mrehouse.com. So that's mrehouse.com. At the moment, they don't have a spectacular choice as far as what rations they have in stock, but you could check with those guys. I have heard a lot of negative things about MRE House. I have to say, I have ordered from them before and received a ration, and then they reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to send you some rations, and you know, that's the value exchange. They send me some free shit. I pimp for them on the interwebs, and here you go. MRE House sent me this ration, and it made it here intact and in a reasonable amount of time, less than 2 weeks, which was kind of cool. Now maybe they had like special treatment for me because I'm like an influencer. Giggle, giggle. That's hysterical. They did send me this ration. I did not pay for it. However, if this ration sucks, I'm going to commence to trashing it. Polish rations are normally pretty good, but if this ration sucks, you're going to hear about it because, well, I tell the truth about everything, whether it's my money or somebody else's money. This is actually the first ration I've ever gotten for free. So this ought to be pretty cool, but let's see what comes in this thing. Let's see if we're going to trash it or we're going to love it. Let's figure it out. And right out of the gate, we have a pack of those SU1 special biscuits. I absolutely adore these special biscuits. I've never had these with pate. I am praying to the ration gods that there's some pate in this container. I have never had pate in a Polish ration. It would be absolutely epic if there is pate in here. I haven't translated it yet, so we're going to be checking this out together. I'm really putting together some hands. I'm shedding some skin cells, praying to the ration gods that Poland makes some goddamn pate, because I really like some pate on that biscuit. Then we have your standard Polish accessory kit. That's awesome. We'll get into this here in just a second. That is what I am talking about. A big ass 150 gram tube of sweetened condensed milk. Other than sucking this right out of the tube, I don't know what else is in this ration to use sweetened condensed in, but I'm really excited it's here. Sweetened condensed milk is banging. I really like, I would prefer it to be a foil tube, but even this plastic tube with the little kitty cat on it is pretty goddamn awesome. I'm loving it. 150 grams of sweetened condensed. That is absolutely banging. That is a hell of a lot of calories, a whole lot of sugar, and a whole lot of sweetened condensed goodness. Hey, buddy. And we have another pack of those SU1 special biscuits. Not too shabby. Do love these things. Not at all upset to see them. And what do we have here? And this is 100 grams of Polish traditional pate. I am absolutely stoked. I have never had a chance to have Polish pate. I was really just horsing around. When I was talking about there being pate in this ration, I was being honest when I said I didn't translate it. I really thought this was going to be some ham, and I would have been happy with it because ham, the Polish ham, is banging. But we have 100 grams of pate in a little can with a little lid so we can save some for later, even though you know we are not going to save a single drop of this for later. We have 100 grams of traditional pate. I'm absolutely stoked about that. 100% on board. Is this like a snack ration or something? Doesn't seem like there's a main in there. This is really odd. So this is 100 grams of canned meat, which is awesome. Main ingredient being pork. I like the pigs, not a problem. Again, with the little lid so you can save it for later, even though we're saving absolutely nothing for later, except for probably about 100 grams of sweetened condensed milk, because even I probably can't sit here and just suck down $1.50 in sweetened condensed. Maybe I could. I'm not really sure, but I don't want to find out. Then we have a really interesting ration item that I've never seen before. This is 20 grams, very small, but 20 grams of potato chips with bacon. That is really interesting. And unfortunately, that is it. That is everything that is in this bag. It's pretty crazy. It's like a snack. Or maybe this is just breakfast or something. That's a pretty banging breakfast in my opinion. That's a lot of sweet and condensed for breakfast, but you could save it throughout the rest of the day. This would have been a perfect breakfast, but it's not. This is going to be my dinner. This does say Polish military ration menu S6. So apparently this is supposed to be a breakfast or something, or just a really light meal. Not too shabby, all things considered. Let's jump into this accessory kit. Apparently they give zero shits about the fact that I'm really hungry right now, because this is all I'm getting. All I can say is this would be a pretty easy ration to prepare. All I need to do is go boil some water, and we're going to be on point. And we have two 2-gram packs of instant coffee. That's absolutely epic. Coffee is the best. Coffee is amazing, even for dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Coffee is an absolute necessity. I like coffee. I like coffee every hour of the day. I've been known to drink a cup of coffee right before I went to bed every once in a while. Maybe I'm just a little bit immune to the caffeine, but that's okay. We're going to just keep it moving here. Looks like we have our hard candy, and we have a pack of xylitol gum. To absolutely add insult to injury, with 150 grams of sweetened condensed milk, we have 1, 2, 3 10-gram packs of sugar. That's a hell of a lot of sugar for 4 grams of coffee. Who am I to say? Maybe somebody likes some really sweet, really sweet and extraordinarily creamy coffee. Also have this little trash bag in there, which is kind of nifty. It's always nice when you get a trash bag to clean up your mess. Kind of a small, flimsy little bag, but you know what? It's not too bad having a trash bag, or maybe you could just like smother somebody you really didn't like with this. Okay, yeah, whatever. So we have that trash bag, yo, and we have a napkin of actually, wait a minute. I always make this mistake with Polish rations. I always think this is a napkin. This is some butt wipe. It's always good to have some butt wipe because you never know when you're going to need to wipe that ass. This is probably not enough TP to clean up my butt, but you know what? It beats the hell out of nothing, and it sure as hell beats the hell out of the USMRA TP. I know some people say you can wipe your butt with that if you give it a really good college try, but it just wouldn't happen for me. There'd be poke through. It'd be bad. This is a decent hank of toilet paper. Not too shabby. And we have that lemon-scented Be Fresh towel towelette, which I would definitely be using as a follow-up for the TP. So we're just going to put those two together because that is exactly how I would use them. And we have a pack of matches. Not too bad. These are big, thick paper matches, red tips. We'll try one of those out just to say we did. There we go. So that is not an unhealthy flame on a match, and that much paper would definitely help you get something lit a lot faster, a lot easier. Maybe start a fire, maybe like heat up your eyeliner pencil if you're just that kind of soldier. Not real sure. I think it's all those black coffee drinkers that are making fun of me for, yeah, they'd be the ones with the eyeliner. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I'm probably right. It's all you got. Oh, I drink my coffee black and I like my heels to be 4-inch stilettos when I put my eyeliner on. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to get this nonsense out on a tray. We're going to have some dinner together, and you know what? I'll be right back. All right, well, here we go with some dinner. To be fair, I was expecting something hot to eat for dinner. That's not what I got. That's what I get for not translating it, and you guys are coming along for the ride. That pate is really making me not give a shit. So what we're going to do, since we have so little food to share together, I will also share some of my channel goals for the channel. I'll intersperse that with the eating, just for fun. So let's start out at the beginning where everything needs to start. Every day needs to begin. Every meal should probably begin with making up that coffee. I am going to save the other pack so I can send it out in one of the giveaways. As much as I love me some coffee and have a ton of sweetened condensed milk, I've had this coffee before. It's not completely hateful. It's going to be great considering we're about to add some sweetened condensed to it. So let's check this bad boy out. That is definitely a spray-dried coffee. Nice and chocolatey brown. All the coffee granules go in the cup. It puts the coffee in the cup, or it gets the bat again. And get some of that nice hot water in that coffee. And then we got to open up a big ass tube of sweetened condensed milk to add to that coffee, because it's going to make that coffee, which is pretty mediocre by itself, it is going to make that coffee absolutely astounding. So we're going to give that a little squirt. Oh, that sounded great. Squirt. We're going to make it like dessert coffee. We're going to have our dessert while we're eating our dinner. That's amazing. Sweetened condensed. Whoever decided to like saturate sugar with condensed milk was a goddamn genius. That guy should get like a Nobel Peace Prize, even if it is posthumous. And this thing did not have any silverware, so let's check out. Let's not spend a lot of time digging through here to find a goddamn spoon. Let's rock out with this Danish spoon, because I really like it. It's neat. It's like made out of press board or something like that. Totally cool. It is going to mix up that ridiculously sweet, ridiculously creamy coffee. That's amazing. I don't care if you like it or not. I don't care if you think I'm a girly man, because I like my coffee sweet and creamy. You can go pound sand up your ass. And let's give that coffee a try. It's super hot. It looks really creamy. Look at that. That is what coffee is supposed to look like. Just feast your eyes on that and learn something about coffee, y'all. Here we go. Let's get a little sip of that. Oh my God, that is so dessert. That's not coffee. That is a hot dessert drink. Let me get another little sip of that in my face. Oh, that makes my face just light up with joy. That is ultra sweet. That is absolutely 100% creamy. The coffee is mildly acidic. It's a spray dried and has a little bit of that spray dried chemical flavor, just a tiny bit, not too much. It is a decent cup of coffee by itself with just some sugar, which you certainly could have made a hell of a lot of sweet ass coffee with 30 grams of sugar, but with that sweetened condensed milk, that is absolutely epic. That is a dessert coffee right there. I did that on purpose. That's absolutely amazing. Couldn't drink my coffee like that all the time, or I'd be like Jabba the Hutt, but once in a while, that cup of coffee is absolutely what you need. If you have a little bit of a sweet tooth, that's absolutely amazing. Let's crack into the rest of this guy. Let's move our little rainbow kitty cat of sweet and condensed goodness out of the way. Get these special biscuits out. These things, I was just talking to Mrs. Ration Nerd about these while I was heating up the water, and she asked me what I loved about them so much, and I said, quite frankly, it's the flavor. The texture is kind of like chewing on a small piece of plywood, and that's the best way I can put it. When these things are stale, they really are like trying to bite into a 1/4-inch piece of Luan plywood, but these things are absolutely epic. I love these biscuits. Such a nice toast on these guys. Fennel seeds, caraway seeds, whatever the hell kind of seed is in here. They're absolutely amazing. They really don't go well with sweet items, so I personally could not like slather these in sweet and condensed and have a good time. That's just my flavor palette. Maybe in Poland, this particular flavor profile of biscuit goes really well with sweet and condensed. Not for this face, but I love the biscuits. Absolutely adore them. Gonna get pack number 2 out. We've got 2 cans of meat. I kind of feel like we have nowhere near enough biscuits for all this canned meat. we're just going to have to pile it up high and stack it deep. And look at these. These little Panzer Waffle tank armor crackers are the best. These are just a little extra toasty, which I absolutely love that. Other side is just a nice light tan. That's got a much darker toast on it. That's going to be a really yummy biscuit. Gonna love it. And you know, the best time, well, the best time is coffee time. The second best time at the ration table is pate time. Pate time. Uh-oh. That's kind of weird. Oh man, if I got bad Polish pate, I'm going to be so sad. It's not even funny. I mean, the haters out there will love it. They'll probably rewatch this video 100 times, listening to me push down on the top of this. Oh, I'm being so sad because I am really sad right now. If this is bad, I'm just going to be an unhappy fucking ration nerd. It's not. See? That one's not moving at all. This one. Don't know if you can hear that. It is disturbing. We'll go gently. Maybe it got abused in the shipping process. I'm going to be a sad cat. All right, absolutely zero. Oh, man. It's never good, ever good when your pate starts leaving the can when all you have done is put a little crack in the lid. So I'm thinking that was pressure in the can. This pate is probably bad. I want to hurl this at the wall. I'm so frustrated right now. I can't blame that on MRE House. This could have been damaged in shipping and just a tiny little burp of air got inside of this can and I lose. I mean, that's just the way it is. The first Polish ration that I've ever had that has pate in it and it just squirts out of the can like I'm popping a zit. That is never a good time. But that's the ration game, folks. If you're going to get involved in any meaningful way, and I'm going to have to stick my finger in it. If you're going to get involved in any meaningful way, just know this could be you. You could be having this same good time as me. So let me give this a sniff, even though I just kind of have a feeling that we're not going to get to eat the Polish pate, which is a real bummer. I don't know, that doesn't have any weird or off flavors, but I know you guys had to see that on the camera. That pate just comes squirting out of there. That is absolutely disturbing. It does not smell bad, and you would figure that if this was rancid or rotten, it would smell bad, but also it wouldn't have just come gushing out of the can like that if it was perfectly good. We're gonna roll the dice. I've never had Polish pate. Maybe this is the one that just takes me out of the ration game for good. Maybe I just get the poops. I'm not really sure. Maybe I slice my finger open on this retarded can lid. All right, Poland, I love your rations in general, but this is a bit janky. If you're going to put a pull tab on something, work that shit out. I'm still marveling at the fact that stuff just comes squirting out of there at me. It's kind of separated from the side of the can. It still smells perfectly edible, though. I have a feeling that I'm just obligated to try it. This should just be a puck of ham. If this squirts out of the can, something is really absolutely wrong. No squirt action, and that is a little can of hammy Polish goodness. I've had this ham a bunch of times. It's just really good. It looks really ugly, and you may not think that that is appetizing looking, but I tell you what, once you get that in your face, kind of like some other things in life, it's not real pretty, but once you put it in your mouth, you always want to have it there for some reason. I mean, right, I get it. Back to the food. So let's check out these bacon potato chips. That's pretty awesome. This is really just like a snack. There's shit flying everywhere. This really is like a snack ration or a breakfast ration. There's some crazy looking little potato chips. Not what I would have expected. They're light and airy and puffy. That's kind of neat. Let's see if I can do some wrist acrobatics and bring those up to the camera for you so you can get a good look at those little bacon potato crisps. Pretty awesome. Okay, so I said I would share a couple of channel goals, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll try to make it quick so this video isn't too long, and I won't keep you too long on your Sunday. You can get back to whatever the hell it was you were doing before you decided to join me at this goofy-ass table. Realistically, with Patreon, a lot of people have contacted me about that. All I'm trying to do is make this sustainable. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not trying to get my big fat YouTube check, and the reason why I went to Patreon, because I'm really not getting a big fat YouTube check, y'all, let me tell you. They don't pay like they used to, as far as I'm told, because this is my first YouTube journey, but there's not a whole lot of money in this at all in any way, shape, or form. The Patreon is just there to help me support this hobby and justify for me to continue to crank out this content. I really like to do it, but the pace at which I do it tends to drain my bank account quite a bit because the ration game is really fucking expensive. Let's be fair. It's an expensive hobby, and trying to do one of these videos a week, and not only that, bring you the craziest, strangest, most obscure stuff I can possibly find, that shit costs money. And that's really what the Patreon's all about. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just trying to support my habit, my hobby, my addiction to rations, and my desire to share it with you guys and have some fun. And that leads me into the second thing I wanted to talk about. I'm not here as a goddamn historian, and I'm not here to like dictate to you. I don't want you to feel like you're in college when you're here. I'm just a regular guy. I do these reviews the way that I want to do them. I talk the way that I want to talk. I try to inject some humor into this because it's a really nerdy hobby, and I really like it. I don't care if it's nerdy. I'm not picking on it. Obviously, I made a YouTube channel about the damn hobby. But the fact of the matter is that these videos could get extraordinarily boring if you're not having some kind of fun while you're doing it. And what is the point of doing anything like this if you're not having a good time while you're doing it? If I'm having a good time, I'm going to try to make it so that you guys are having a good time right along with me. I think this is a hell of a lot of fun. It's very interesting. I want to have fun. I want to have fun doing this, and I want you to have fun in the process. If you like it, keep coming back for more. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join me on Patreon, talk to me in the chat, all that other good shit. Everything you do to help support the channel just helps me put out more content. It's not putting food on my, well, actually it is putting food on my table, but just this table and only for me, if that makes you feel any better. One day, my ultimate goal would be to make this channel profitable enough that I could start a charity for veterans. That would be the most epic result of this. If I could somehow tie this in to some type of charity that would help military veterans, that would be absolutely epic. What that looks like, what that is, do I have a specific goal or a specific veteran need in mind? Nope. All veterans, regardless of their problems, if they need help, they should be able to reach out to America. Well, first and foremost, the government, which is the one that sent them to do whatever goofy shit they did. But secondly, they should be able to reach out to us, their fellow American citizens that they fought for and got screwed up for. So if they need help, I'd like to be there to help them. That's the ultimate goal. Maybe a long time down the Ration Nerd road, this channel will be profitable enough that I can pay for the rations and take the rest of it and just cut a check to a veteran charity. That would be absolutely epic. There's my 3.5 minutes or whatever of rambling. Now we're going to get into this ration, and we're going to see if this pate is going to make me sick, because it is literally burning a hole in my face right now. I'm just staring at it. I really want it. I really want to try it. I really want it to be good, and I'm actually kind of scared of it because it did squirt out of that can at me like it was really excited to see me. Getting further down in there, it still smells good. I hate when stuff like that happens, especially like this is the first Polish pate, and this would be the one that sent me to the hospital. That would really suck. So, flavor profile on these biscuits, very hard, very crunchy. They have an excellent caraway seed flavor, or fennel seed, whichever damn seed is in there. It's a seed. It has a peculiar flavor. It's really damn good. Very excellent with savory items like this pate. I guess we really should just get a little nibble, a little bite of that pate that squirted out of the can at me like it was all excited and ready to go. We should get a little nibble of that, let it roll around in the mouth, see if we get any numbing sensations, burning, tingling, otherwise like not meat paste type sensations. So let's give this a little nibble and see if we're about to eat some rancid pate. All right, I let that sit idle in my face for a couple of minutes. No numb, tingly sensations, no weird flavors. That seems to still be a perfectly edible pate, even though it did squirt out at me, which is mildly disturbing. I'm going to keep rolling with it. It's not every day I get some Polish pate, and quite honestly, that tastes absolutely amazing. So we are going to get a nice hunk of this biscuit, wrap up a big old scoop of that pate, which I'm still praying there's nothing wrong with, although it tastes amazing. This has a very mild liver flavor. If I was guessing, and I am guessing, there's probably a little bit of chicken pate mixed in with this. There is definitely pork and chicken and some liver in there. Very mild on the liver flavor. Doesn't have that metallic iron flavor. This is a really nice mild pate. If you were a pate beginner, this would be a great pate for you. Let's get a look at that pate on that special biscuit. Absolutely amazing. Let's get a bite of this stuff. Oh, those guys. Oh, that's a perfect, amazing, absolutely delicate, yummy pate. These biscuits are kind of fresh, so they're not at all hard to chew. Now, keep in mind, this is not a saltine. That thing is pretty thick, so you're not just biting into it with your front teeth. You very much still have to use your back teeth with this. This is a really good pate, though. I am extraordinarily happy about this. I'm not even upset that I didn't get a hot meal for dinner. This is awesome. Honestly, I could eat a meal like this every day. A super sweet cup of dessert coffee, some pate, some canned meat, and a big healthy stack of these thick, amazing biscuits. I'd be a pretty happy cat. I will definitely follow up with an after action report. If this guy gets sick later, I'll totally tell you about it, but I doubt it. That tastes amazing. Let's crack into this can of potted ham. This stuff is really good. I love it. There are large chunks of meat in here, so it's not just like a Spam where it's all just kind of like meat pudding that they formed into a can shape. There are much more substantial, large pieces of meat in this canned ham than there ever has been in a can of Spam in my experience. Let's go for a little bite of that all by itself, give you a little texture on that, give you a little close-up of this canned ham goodness. That's going to be a really tasty bite. I'm calling it ahead of time. I've had lots of Polish ham and I've really enjoyed every bite of it. That absolutely tastes great. Really nice, heavy fat content to it. Kind of like most ham, has a high fat content. This particular canned ham has a bit of a smokier flavor than the normal Polish canned ham. That's pretty awesome as far as I'm concerned. This Polish ham is not at all spreadable. I mean, maybe if you had some serious metal utensils, you could spread it. It's not even necessary. Just throw you a big old ugly hunk of that on a biscuit and just get to work. I could eat that right out of the can. Biscuits would not be required, but biscuits are just an added bonus. They make this stuff taste amazing. Very excellent combination. And really with this ration, all I can think is this is kind of like a breakfast option. Here in the US, we always think of breakfast as like bacon, eggs, pancakes, a big bowl of cereal, or a bowl of oatmeal. It's not like that all around the world. I imagine this would be a pretty acceptable breakfast. If I was a breakfast guy, quite honestly, if you threw me a pack of these biscuits and a can of pate and some really good coffee, I'd be absolutely happy. This would be a pretty excellent breakfast though. You'd have a lot of protein, a lot of fat, which would keep you full until lunch. These things are pretty carbohydrate heavy, very dense, lots of flour was harmed in the making of these little biscuits. And then you have these chips over here, which we're getting ready to get to. And most importantly, you have the coffee. That's absolutely badass. And so is this pate. Quite honestly, for a breakfast ration, which is what I'm calling this, I don't know that for sure. It does not say that on the package anywhere, but this certainly seems like a very light meal to me. This is roughly 1,200 calories of wholesome goodness. I'm completely on board with that. How about you? You want to check out those chips? Yeah, me too. Let's see if these things taste anything like traditional US potato chips, and I want to see if they taste like bacon. I haven't been able to really identify. Oh, maybe I just lied. That looks like a little dried out hunk of bacon. Totally could be. But let's get a little face full of these guys and see what these potato chips with bacon are bringing to the table. They look pretty good. We're going to throw them back in this face. And those chips have an excellent crunch. A little bit of chewiness to them after you've started chewing them because they're so thick. They're not as thin as a traditional potato chip. They'd be more like what here in the US we consider like a kettle cooked potato chip, but even just a little bit harder than that. They do have a really nice natural flavor. When you get a piece of that bacon, definitely like hits you with a burst of that bacon flavor. They could actually use a little bit of salt and maybe a little bit of some kind of seasoning. But all in all, these are a crispy, crunchy, yummy little bag of chips. Really should have put more of them in here. That would make an excellent texture enhancing tool for this pate. We're definitely going to get on that. We're going to get us a big old piece of this biscuit. We're going to get a big old smear of that pate on there. And then we're just going to pack some of these chips in there. Look at that. A little bit of chippy meat paste. Who doesn't love meat paste and potato chips? If you don't, maybe you should try. Excellent combination. The taste of that pate and the biscuit with that crunchy texture was absolutely off the hook. Got to do that again. I only wish I had more of everything, to be quite honest with you. I'm pretty hungry. This is kind of a small meal. It's still coming in at 1,200 calories. That's all right. I'm not like dying or anything. This is excellent. I just want another can of pate, some more biscuits, another 2 or 3 bags of these little chips just to keep combining with the pate. That's an amazing combo. There's not a lot of components in this, but there is a whole lot of flavor in here, especially if you like the smoky flavor of this ham and the excellent flavor of this pate. This is certainly not the highest quality pate I've ever had, and I'm sure there's other people out there that are watching this video right now going, that guy is absolutely off his shit. That's the crappiest pate ever. Hey, I don't get pate that often. This is a great pate, like I said, for like somebody who's just learning pate. Very mild, very nice flavor. Still has a great flavor, even though it's not the highest quality pate I've ever seen. This is still absolutely delectable, especially when you throw in some of these little bacon potato chips. Absolutely. I am a pate eating fool. Oh my God, this stuff is so good. And we got a little bit of that gelatin that comes with the ham. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. That stuff is so good. If you scrape this stuff off to the side, you are really missing a little yummy jello-like flavorful part of the ham. Don't neglect that. Just put it right in your face. Forget about it for a second and just chew it up. So this will definitely get you up and get you moving in the morning. Totally not picking on this for having a small amount of components. Kind of hard to make a ration review video about something that has so few components, but I'm rolling with it. I'm not upset with this. This is actually a really good ration. Totally would buy this particular menu again just to get the pate. Maybe next time it won't squirt out of the can at me, but this canned ham, absolutely epic. Biscuits, epic. Bacon, potato chips, very interesting ration item, very cool. Excellent texture additive to other foods. This is pretty much a win for me. And you get coffee. And Mr. Kitty Cat over here bringing you 150 grams of sweetened condensed. I'm really happy that I got to try Polish pate. Finally got to try the Polish pate. Did I happen to mention how good this pate was? Because if I didn't, let me tell you. That's the last of the special biscuits. Gonna miss you guys. Until next time. And am I gonna scrape this can to get all the pate out of the bottom and just eat it like a spoonful of pasty meat goodness? Abso-fucking-lutely I am. Look at that. Tell you what. Let's get a little texture on there. That'll make it even more interesting. Say goodbye, Polish pate. And this nice, smoky, fatty ham. Absolutely yummy. Definitely a very utilitarian ration. Not extraordinarily interesting, unless you're like me and you love meat paste. That made me extremely happy. If it was just a couple of cans of tinned meat, I certainly would have been bummed if it wasn't for the pate. So a regular Polish soldier might not be all that excited about getting this ration for breakfast. They'd probably be excited about the chips with bacon. Everything else would probably be just kind of ho-hum and normal to them. To me, this is pretty amazing. I love the Polish canned meat. Adored the pate. This is a really cool, interesting ration item. And having shit tons of coffee with sweetened condensed is always banging. But I imagine a Polish soldier might get tired of seeing this ration menu on any kind of regular basis. And I was going to get all those chips and just shovel them into my face hole with the spoon. And this is a hell yes. I finally got some Polish pate spoon drop. Well, guys, that was dinner. This ration was certainly a little bit on the small side, or at least short on the component side, coming in at roughly 1,200 calories. A couple of the items didn't have calorie info on them, and we're not sucking down the entire tube of sweetened condensed. Probably more like a breakfast or a lunch, or maybe like a patrol ration. It does not say on the packaging anywhere. This, however, was a lot of fun. Glad you guys were here with me. But wait, we can't leave this much coffee on the table at the end of a ration review. Hell no. Oh, that was weird. I've been sitting here babbling for a while, as you know, because you've been here with me. And that sweetened condensed milk, because I put so much sweetened condensed in that coffee, kind of formed a skin on the top of the coffee, so that's kind of lost its temperature. I went to tip that back, and like this little piece of skin just kept sliding towards my face. And in that split second, I just went, fuck it, let's drink it. It's just sweetened condensed milk. It was really weird going down though. It was kind of like drinking a piece of skin. That's the only way that I can describe it. Actually kind of made my gorge rise a little bit. It was a texture thing. It was really weird. It was like drinking slime off the top of a pond. Tasty slime, but still like slime off the top of a pond. That was awesome. So thank you guys for joining me here on Ration Nerd for this new issue Polish military ration. Not 100% sure if this is actually used by the Polish military. It is, however, made by our Pol. This was menu S6. This was kind of like a breakfast menu, in my humble opinion. This was a hell of a lot of fun, though. Coming in at about 1,200 calories. Unless you suck down an entire tube of sweetened condensed, then the calorie content might go up from there. This was certainly a lot of fun. Enough to make me smile. We did get some squirting pate. We got an excellent cup of coffee with some skin on top. That was really odd. But this was absolutely a whole lot of fun. And you know why this was a whole lot of fun? This was a whole lot of fun because you decided to make this journey with me, and I greatly appreciate that. And I can't help but say it again. This is going to be the first ration giveaway after the first full month of Patreon being live, which is roughly around the second week-ish of May. I will check the date. I will post it later. It could be yours if you sign up at the $5 level. Help a ration brother out. But you guys know exactly how this goes. If you're a frequent flyer, if you fly the friendly ration skies with your pilot, Mr. Ration Nerd, you know what time it is. If you can find something cooler than this Polish single meal S6 to put in your face hole, you know exactly what to do. Eat 'em up.
Look at the pretty sweet and condensed milk kitty. He loves you, wants to give you kisses. I want to give you sweet and condensed milk kisses, you beautiful bastards. Come here. Mwah.